Good afternoon, Pokemon fans and Draft League players like. This is Blazeman, and today I'm bringing you something a little bit different in my Pokemon Draft League career on YouTube. I'm bringing you my first ever Pokemon Draft League tour. Now, this is part of the BBR Summer Scramble, which I was so kind enough to be accepted into. Thank you, everyone who considered me. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully, I can do my best. But yes, this is a shorter format of a draft league. It's sort of mini draft league esque. It's not going to be 8 or 9 weeks long. It is just you draft a team of around 8 or 9 months, and it's you play for a couple of pool games, and then the top two people of each pool make it into the rest of the tournament, which is single elimination. So if you win, you're in. If you lose, then you're out. That's the end of it. You don't get to use the team in that format anymore. But yeah, so it's quite fun. It's fairly quick, so it can be a lot of fun. But yeah, so that's just a quick recap on why I've been what it is, why I've been accepted. But yeah, thank you again to Grandmaster WREAK, who is the owner of this BBR. He's owner of the BBR, which is one of the more popular draft leagues on YouTube. So if you've seen this video, you've more than definitely seen BBR before. You might know what it is. If not, please do and check. Please do go and check it out. A lot of great coaches. But yeah, so that's that. Let's quickly jump into my analysis for the draft. So, just to quickly recap, as I was mentioning about the cash prizes, the first one is 165 US dollars, then it's 75, 45, and 15. So, it's definitely all to play for. And the rules are nothing too extraneous, just the mainly Tera rules in this, which is the fact that certain mons can Tera. So, all of 18 points can't Tera. You can't Tera Enamorus, Iron Valiant, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Annihilate, Ogerpon, Roaring Moon, Ursaluna, or Manaphy, which I think is pretty fair if you ask me. A lot of those mons are just pretty ridiculous with Tera, and especially free Tera, which is what this is, and another thing as well. So yeah, let's get into my first pick. So my first pick was Kommo-o, as you can see here. But yeah, so this is really, in my opinion, one of the best 16-point Teras. I mean, the second best, well, not the second best, one of the other better ones is Iron Moth, but I've already used Iron Moth, so I wanted to give Kommo-o a go. But yeah, it's got a lot of options. One of them I can think of is a Throat Spray Boom Burst set with Terra Normal. The other would be you can have Iron Defense with Body Press, Terra Fighting, which gives you a little mini Zamazenta sort of thing. You've got Clangor of Soul here, which can boost all stats. You can do Omni Boosting. You can be defensive. You can turn Terrestrialize into a Fairy type if you want to have that Fairy coverage. You can be a Poison type to get more than Poison Jab. You can be a Steel type if you want to do to handle those pesky fairies. You can be a Water type if you want to do, because I think this thing gets electric. Yeah, it gets Thunder Punch, so you can take on those bulky ice types. It's got Roar, it's got Stealth Rocks, it's got Sword Dance, obviously it's got Taunt if you want to be more bulky set, it's got Dragon Tail, and there's a couple of other sets, for example, you can run Belly Drum, Salac Berry, but yeah, these are all potentials that I will may or may not be using if my future opponents are watching this. So the next one I wanted to draft is something that can really handle fairy types and something that can really provide pivoting. So Slowking Galar was my best bet because this thing is a fairy killer. It gets Sludge Bomb, gets Psychic obviously, it gets Toxic Spikes, gets Chilling Reception as you can see here, which is just to name a spattering its move point. It gets Eerie Spell if you want to start PP stalling people, things like that. It also gets Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Light Screen, Nasty Plot, Slack Off if it wants its own. It can spread the underwaves. It can never miss Toxic because it's a poison type. It gets Trick Room if I want, Yawn, all those good things. But yeah, so those are the two. Those are the two ones. So with my third pick, I wanted a bit of speed, something a good speed, not 100 speed, something above that, and I also wanted a good dark type to punish those bulky psychics, which currently are a bit of a threat for me. And I wanted to keep that momentum. So Meowscarada was there. And I just thought I wanted to use this mon for a long time and I can't really let it go. Obviously, it's got Protein, which is an amazing ability. Great coverage, it's got Knockoff, it's got U-Turn, it's got Sucker Punch, it's got Flower Trick, which always crits, which does so much damage. It's got great utility in Toxic Spikes, U-Turn, against Super Fang. No, it doesn't get Super Fang, but still. Anyway, yeah, so it can set up with Leech Seed, it gets Nasty Plot, gets Sub, gets Taunt, gets Trick, gets a lot of good moves. But yeah, and then it's just got amazing coverage, and it's got some special coverage as well, which I don't want to reveal just yet in case I need to use it. But yeah, it's got pretty good coverage all around, as you can just see here. But yes, that was up. And then the next mon, I wanted a steel type because, as we know in Gen 9, the mons that have the least amount of types, not statistically, I believe, but the amount of good types are left are Fairy and Psychic. No, not Fairy and Psychic, Fairy and Steel, sorry. And as you can see, not as you can see, but we're playing with the DLC, as you can see by these tiers here. So we've got even the new ones, like the new legendaries, I think they're called, or mythicals, I think. So the Monkey Dory, Okidogi, and Ogabon sort of things. You've got Ursaluna as well here. So as you can see, there's a lot more reliable steel types now. So I wanted to grab Jirachi, which I think is a very reliable steel type, an amazing overall one. It's a Pixie, so obviously it's got 100 base speed, 100 base speed stats, 100 stats across the board. So it's going to be a reliable one. Great steel type. Obviously, it's got double up on the psychic types, but that's okay as long as I don't get any more. Obviously, it gets Stealth Rock, gets U-Turn, as you know, gets Iron Head, gets Heart Stamp. No, it's not Zen Head, but sorry. It gets so much coverage. It gets Calm Mind. It gets that with Calm Mind, Iron Defense. It gets Light Screen, gets Doom Desire, and Future Sight as well. It just gets a lot of moves. Gets Stealth Rock, gets Substitute, gets T-Wave, gets Trick Room, gets U-Turn, gets Wish if I want it to be a bulky Wish Pokemon. You can do it. It's a jack of all trades and hopefully a master of some in my hands. But yeah, so that was the next one we wanted to draft. And then for the next pick, I thought I really needed a bulky Water type because fire types are a bit of a problem to switch into at the moment. I don't want to put too much pressure on Kommo. So I drafted a good old favourite of mine, Milotic. Now this thing finally got back. Obviously it's back in the gen, so it gets back Flip Turn, gets back Scald, which is great. It gets back Ice Beam, which is great. It gets back its Recover, which is great. Obviously it's down to 8 PP, but I don't recover still, so it's fine. Gets Toxic back as well. It doesn't get Toxic, actually, that's a lie. Never mind. But yeah, it gets Dragon Tail as well. So yeah, this is a really good Pokemon. Really nice pivot. And obviously it gets Marvel Scale if it needs to be a physically defensive pivot as well. So that's always good. But yeah, so that is the bulky water type I wanted to add and keeps up that momentum with Flip Turn. And I thought, as the next pick rolled around, I debated a couple of mons, but so as you can see, I've got a clear gap between my Jirachi and my Meowscarada for speed, so I thought I can either fill it with something in the middle, or I can get webs. Now, the mon I was going to fill it with was Raichu, but as we all know, Raichu's a bit shit, and no one really prepares for it. It's just like, oh, it's a Raichu. It's not bad, but it's it's not threatening. So I thought, why not grab Vikavolt here? Because obviously it's very slow, so it doesn't fill the speed gap, but it does give me a very reliable sticky web mon. Because as you can see, if we look at sticky webs in this gen, they brought a lot of the mons back. So they brought Vikavolt, Rabombi, Ariados back. But as you can see, there's not a lot of great mons that get sticky webs. Obviously, Rabombi's frail as piss, so it's not going to go down very well. So I got a more bulky pivot, which obviously gets U-turn. Sorry, not U-turn, gets Volt Switch. Does it get U-turn? No, it doesn't get U-turn. It does get Roost. Oh, it doesn't get Roost anymore. Shit, lost Roost. That's annoying. Oh no. Okay, well that's fine. We'll work around that. Boots exist. So that's fine. Yes, it gets Sticky Web, gets Volt Switch, obviously gets Thunderbolt, gets Thunder Wave, gets Bug Powers, which is really good coverage. Gets Energy Ball for those pesky Quagsires and stuff. But yeah, and it gets Flash Cannon. It gets a lot of moves, so it's going to be a good fit. And then the next one I wanted to grab was my Fairy type actually, because I saw that a lot of Fairy types were going, and I wanted a good Fairy type. Well, I say good Fairy. I wanted a good value Fairy type. So I saw that Dachshund was down in 4 points, and I thought, now I know it's not an amazing Pokemon, but it is pretty good for 4 points. I thought 4 points was a kind of a steal. I'd pay 5 or 6 maybe for it at the most, maybe 7. But it also gives me a well-baked body, which gives me an immunity to fire, which I thought an immunity to fire and a resistance to dark. Chi check all in one. Yeah, because there are a couple of Tera Chews running around, so if we face them, currently fire and dark, it does a lot less to my team because Milotic is not going to want to take Specs Chew switching, so this is good for me. So yeah, it gives me another Wish Passer, gives me good coverage. I believe it gets high horsepower. No, it gets ground coverage, doesn't it? Yeah, it gets Something Tantrum, that was it. Gets all the fangs, gets Fire Fang, Ice Fang. Does it get Thunder Fang? Yeah, it gets Thunder Fang. Gets Play Rough. Gets obviously Baton Pass to keep up the momentum. But yeah, it can run Iron Defense as well, can't it? No, it gets Bombay Body, so it doesn't need that. So yeah, it gets Roar and Sleep Talk, Wish, and Yawn and things like that. So yeah, so this is my seventh mon, and then my last one I was looking at Sand Slash for the potential of a Rapid Spinner and Spikes mon. Just have a good knockoff pivot. But I decided to go a little bit different because I wanted to go Sandaconda, and the reason is because I wanted to have Shed Skin just out my logic with taking status. This one can get toxic, but then you can get the chance to Shed Skin it away, and it also gets Sand Spear if I need to get set up sand. It gets Glare, which is going to be very helpful. It gets Stealth Rocks, it gets Coil, it gets Body Press. But yeah, so this is going to be a good mon for sure. But yeah, so that just quickly rounds out the 8-mon draft I had. Now, there are some holes, but 8-mon draft is very difficult to fill all the holes. And I honestly believe that I've drafted not necessarily one of the best teams, but certainly one of the better teams around. That's for sure. I'm definitely very confident in this team. It's got a strong Tera user and a good background around it, and that was my goal. Honestly, was to draft a big threat and draft around it well, which I feel like I have done. But yes, so looking at our battle pool. So this is our battle pool here, as you can see. We're in the luxury pool. So as you can see myself there on the bottom right hand corner, we've got a couple of threats here. We've got a Tera Heatran, a Tera Saraledge, and a Tera Ogi. I think it's Okie Dokie. But yeah, so this is going to be fun. So that you'll see the games coming up. So this will go up. Should go up. This should go up. Maybe I might do it on Friday, the 22nd of September, I think. And I'll have the game starting next week, so you can expect to see a game probably next Wednesday. Because you'll see PDD on Monday, so I'll get this up for next Wednesday. So in a week, not in a week from when I'm recording this, but in a couple of days from Friday. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you follow along. And if you obviously, as always, have any questions, do feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I look forward to this run. I look forward to our team. I look forward to the pools. I think we've got a good chance against a lot of Mons. I'm very glad I drafted Clarion Slowking. I'm going to have against 2 Iron Valiants, that's for sure. But yeah, as always, don't forget to it can't be Kick Punch because this is the Shanghai Dragonite. Don't forget to fire punch that like button because you see Dragonite's got the fire there. Don't forget to spray those fireworks all over that subscribe button. And yeah, thank you. And as always, this is Blazeman signing off. Peace.